Hi everyone and good morning from Pennsylvania, where today we're here at the Lehigh Valley Zoo, a zoo we have never been to before. Always fun to check out a new to us zoo. All right, Molly, you excited to go see all the animals today?
Yeah, look at that penguin. Let's go see him.
Well, Molly, the zoo's off to a strong start. The first exhibit you get to is the African penguins. Now, penguins are my personal favorite animal. Really fun enclosure. Look at them moving around and doing little hops. Kind of a fun enclosure here. They do have plenty of room to swim. You can see one swimming over there on the left. There's a big rock home for them on the left. Something you don't normally see with too many penguin enclosures, they can be in like tall grass. And that's pretty fun.
And they're making fun noises.
Yeah. See a couple in the grass in the background. Here you can see the zoo's largest residents, a pair of Maasai giraffes. Now they are already over there because you can feed them at certain times a day for a couple of dollars, and it does seem like a very popular activity. And over there's a kangaroo. They're really fun. They have at least 3 here at the zoo. Let's see them up and kind of, he was just hopping around a minute ago. We're walking across the shot here. Those are scimitar horn oryx. A pretty good size enclosure here. They're also paired up with some common eland. You can see there in the back. The eland are a very large animal.
They are.
I was mentioning how big the eland are. There you can see, I'm guessing maybe mom, baby, and then dad in the back. Dad is a very large creature. One final shot of the eland, as this one is right up next to the fence. Cool being so close to them. Unfortunately, they're standing in the shade, but really close are a pair of grevy zebras. Look at how close the ostrich is. And now it's got a scratch. This interesting looking creature there playing with and eating some, like a stick that fell off a tree, that is an aoudad.
I don't think I've ever seen one of them.
No, it does look similar like a mountain goat.
They are related to the goats, it said.
And they're African animals? Cool.
Like northern African.
Some of those playful animals in the animal kingdom. The North American river otters. And here you can see one swimming around, stopping to investigate this log. They are so cool. They actually have a very large area to swim around for river otters. Normally their enclosures are not this big, especially with the water. Like their land area is kind of average size for river otters, but having this much room to swim around and lots of stuff to play with, that's pretty good. What could be the most adorable residents here at the zoo? There's a pair of red pandas. They're sleepy little guys. But even when asleep, they are incredibly adorable. The day we're recording this is actually Red Panda Day, so the zoo is doing a couple different promotions and raffles to raise some money. This fluffy character there, that is the North American porcupine. They are awesome animals.
Well, he's climbing down the ladder.
Oh, that's fun. This is good timing here. There's the North American porcupine climbing down a porcupine ladder. You could see its little face. If we could get it through the fencing, not really. They're so cool. This is very much a treat getting this close to the North American porcupine. They've got a little bit of like a smell to them, like a musk. A lot of times when you'll see these animals in a zoo setting, they'll be kind of like sleeping up in a tree, but being, maybe 2 or 3 feet away from them, you could see some of the quills there as well, like on the back side.
They have 30,000 quills. That's crazy.
And excellent ladder climbing skills. Unfortunately, the bobcat is asleep, but it is sleeping right next to the guest path, and it must be having some bobcat dreams, as you can see its tail moving over there. That is adorable. Might be the closest I've ever been to a bobcat.
Yeah.
Animals here at the zoo, so he normally lives behind the scenes. but I'm trying to take advantage while it's still nice and hot for our reptiles to come outside. So this morning, oh wait,
There's a barnyard area with some goats you can feed, and the goats really like being fed. Let's see.
You're waiting for some food.
Yeah, we don't have any food.
We do not.
I will talk about how pretty you are. That's not as popular as food. There is a building for animals native to Madagascar, and I believe these are 2 lemurs. Oh yeah, you can see the one on the right's little head.
They're kind of in a giant ball.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like a defense thing when they sleep like that in the wild, maybe? Or a warmth thing? Or maybe they just like snuggles. And they have friends that are some tortoises. There's also an outdoor enclosure for the lemurs. There's one red ruff, but it's like sleeping in the corner. I do recommend coming over here though, because you do get a different view of the oryx and elands. Hiding over there is a Tamar wallaby. Looks like right in the middle of the zoo there is a big green lake, and there's a pretty good sized frog. Let me turn on this super zoom here. And I'm assuming that's just a dude that lives in these parts. They could not be any farther away, but there are a couple Mexican wolves. And they are very far away. These guys have a quite good size enclosure. I really like their waterfowl they have. I'm happy the camera has a good zoom because they are very far away. There's an area for domesticated chickens. All the way at the back of the enclosure is an alpaca. These guys are cool. See if they're fluffy ones or non-fluffy ones. A little fluffy, not super fluffy. I'd love to see it like frolicking here in these blue flowers. That would be adorable. Resting very peacefully. That is a gray fox. A very small animal. You know, probably the size of like a small dog. There's a lake with a black swan swimming around. Coming right over to say hello. In the lake area with the swans, you do have a pair of Egyptian goose, but they're a little sleepy, and that one's a little stretchy at the moment. Up there you can see it. That's a really fun species of bird. Here's a pair of Canadian lynx.
They're pretty big.
Yeah, they're bigger than I thought they would be. See that one there in the back. They're not overly active at the moment. Right up close is a pair of emus.
I've never seen emus run. I've seen ostriches run. Apparently they can run up to 30 miles an hour.
It would make sense because they have very similar body types to an ostrich.
Yeah.
There are a series of bird aviaries. Let's see how this will work with my camera. Trying to get some footage of this red-tailed hawk. It's a pretty cool looking animal. That animal with the giant eyes there, that is a barred owl. There's a pair of peregrine falcons, which are the fastest animal in the entire world.
They can reach speeds up to 200 miles per hour when diving for prey.
Absolutely beautiful snowy owl. Molly, is this the Harry Potter owl?
Yeah, that's Hedwig.
Really cool. A pair of eagles. You can see the bald eagle at the top. Really like the golden eagle there, who just hopped out of his bath. He's now hopping around. Things I quite enjoy, looking at these eagles. Things I don't enjoy as much. This snake who's just slithering around the zoo.
The wild snake.
Yep, that's not part of the enclosure. That's just what lives here. Now this zoo is in like a nature preserve, that it makes sense there is a lot of wildlife. I'm used to seeing like baseball stadiums, but I've never seen it in a zoo. You can get your ice cream in a little helmet. It's so neat. Always good to see the zoos continuing to expand. Here they are building a children's activity area. It's going to be a $10 million project featuring a new barnyard, a playground, and future phases including education centers, splash pads, and more. Good for them. There's an aviary for lorikeets. Up next is this building here, the RAD Center, which is the Reptile and Amphibian Discovery Center. Look at the Solomon Island skink. In the corner there is an axolotl. That animal there is an eastern hellbender. This interesting looking animal is a lesser siren. The green tree monitor is on the move. The rat snake is also on the move. A lot of smaller enclosures over here, and it's pretty loud and crowded, so I'm not going to be able to show off everything. Here's a map of the Lehigh Valley Zoo, kind of a big circle. And Molly, I'm sad we're not here in October, because that seems very me. Look at the logo for Ottertoberfest. The zoo does have a gift shop where you can pick up all your zoo souvenirs. I try to get my parents a postcard from everywhere we go, so got one of the otter.
Outside the zoo, they have elk and bison, which is you have to drive to, and it looks like we have to kind of forge the river over here. The elk would be very difficult to see. We were talking to a keeper, and they said there's 2 elk in here. It is a massive property. We probably won't see any. We'll keep our eyes out.
I am surprised we did find the 2 elk. They're all over there. Big ones too. And there are some bison as well. The bison, much like the elk, they have a lot of room to roam around.
There is another buffalo, and he's right by the fence.
I love their big fluffy heads.
Yeah, he's really close to us here.
We did go a bit higher up in the Bison Ridge area. Don't see any up here. I will say there's a couple picnic tables up here. So if you're packing a lunch and coming to the zoo, this would be a really cool place to enjoy it because the bison enclosure is right next to it. And then check out some of these views looking the other way back towards the zoo. See, the zoo parking lot is all the way down there. And that'll do it for our time here at the Lehigh Valley Zoo. I thought it was a very charming zoo.
It was.
You know, it's definitely a smaller scale zoo, but it is AZA, so you do get your reciprocal discount if you're a member of a different zoo. So it only costs, I think regular price is like $16 or so for adults to get in. You get that discount. It was only $8 for Molly and I to get in. And I had a really fun time. We were here about 2 hours or so. Molly, do you have a favorite animal we saw today?
I thought it was really cool how close we got to Eland.
I'm gonna go porcupines. We were so close we could smell them.
Yeah, we could.
Yep, apparently it's a mating thing.
It is.
That we talked to one of the keepers, and they create scents during mating season. So fingers crossed, there might be some baby porcupines coming soon here at the Lehigh Valley Zoo. If you got any questions about the zoo, let me know in the comments section below. Thank you very much for watching this video. We're gonna enjoy this view for a moment or two.